We're hiking in the Stranja Mountains along trails used by refugees to enter Bulgaria. This is the EU's back door, and here to stop them is Petar Nizamov, a self-proclaimed migrant hunter.
But they are coming like an army. They don't respect our society, they don't respect our women, and they want to make a Syria here.
He also says he doesn't use weapons, but it's hard to miss his large knife.
So they leave their clothes here as markers?
Yes, this is a mark.
This is what he's looking for. Clothing and discarded rubbish marking what he describes as a migrant superhighway. The 249-kilometre border between Turkey and Bulgaria is largely unfenced, and since the Balkan route closed earlier this year, many are now trying their luck this way. But what greets them is often far from welcoming.
This is the main building of the consulate. Now, it came under rocket attack and it was set ablaze. There's a terrible smell of smoke. Now, according to witnesses, the ambassador was locked in that room behind that metal gate. And maybe in the chaos and with the heavy smoke, they couldn't find the key to get him out. The ambassador was trapped here, so some people came in, got him out from this window. Those protesting the anti-Islam movie has stayed outside of the compound during the shootout. Theirs was a peaceful demonstration. But looters joined in, ransacked everything, and took away whatever they could on their way out. Compared to most US diplomatic facilities around the world, the consulate in Benghazi seems to have had very little security.
The joy of victory is the same in 2017 as it was at the first Africa Cup of Nations in 1957. But as Cameroon prepare to face Egypt in the 60th anniversary final, how much has the tournament evolved as it advances in years? What doesn't change is this. Football will happen here in Gabon and throughout Africa, whether or not a $700 million tournament is in town.
To Europeans, I want to say that the Cup here in Gabon is something really important, really crucial.
The national team, that's close. But real football, that happens on the street and the beach. The best players, it's us.
Most fans can't afford to travel across Africa to follow their teams. So TV has played a pivotal role and created an industry for African talent.
Now, some parents who were held hostage with their children in Beslan School Number 1 were given a choice. The militants told them they could take one child away from harm, but leave another. Our correspondent Ryan Chilcott spoke with one woman who struggles with the decision she made.
After more than 24 hours in captivity with her two daughters, Alina Graciova had to make the choice.
Terrorists came and said, only one woman and only one baby come out.
The hostage takers had struck a deal with a Russian negotiator to let a small group of mothers leave the school with their infants, but any older children would have to stay. Annetta pleaded with the terrorists to leave her behind and let her 9-year-old take 1-year-old Milena out instead.
I say, it's my other daughter. Maybe she take my baby and she come out.
There was to be no compromise. Either she went with the infant or no one would be released.
My bigger daughter look me and every time I see her eyes.
Her elder daughter Alana started to cry.
It has become the symbol of Europe's failure and disunity when it comes to refugees. The border that remains more closed than open. The latest selection system to cross into Macedonia depends on the date of arrival in Greece. Those waiting here landed on February 17th. These the following day.
I've been here 16 days. I've no more money. I never thought it would be like this. My son went to Germany and the whole trip took him 10 days.
The daily cap of 500 to be allowed to transit through the Balkans is rarely met. And the fields of Idomeni have become a byword for hardship and frustration, where people roam around in search for answers. Over the past 3 weeks, the camp spread from a transit one designed for 1,500 people That's where the big tents are, to this ever-sprawling multicolored tent village. The makeshift camp stretches across both sides of the rail track. The long queue on the right is for food. The area of highest tension is to the north at the crossing point. A double fence separates both countries.